She was born a princess. She should have learned to cook. She should have learned to weave. Instead, she asked for a spear. Her grandfather laughed and gave her a wooden sword. She was 7 years old. She did not put it down for 40 years. Her name was Amina. History calls her the warrior queen of Zazzau. Zazzau was one of the 7 Hausa city-states. It was rich, powerful, and surrounded by enemies. The chronicler wrote about the city.
Every neighboring kingdom wanted its gold. The people of Zazzau needed a warrior. They got Amina.
Her grandfather, King Sarkin, saw something special in her. He told his courtiers that she would one day lead his army. The chronicler recorded their reaction.
The courtiers laughed. They would not laugh for long.
Amina trained with the boys every day. She was faster and stronger than all of them. She told her friends what she wanted.
I do not want to be a queen. I want to be a general. I want to lead armies. I want to conquer cities. I want to make Zazzau the greatest kingdom in the world.
By 16, Amina was a master of the spear. By 20, she commanded her own cavalry unit. Her grandfather gave her the title Yaya, commander. A neighboring king raided Zazzau's borders.
We do not wait for them to attack. We attack first. Mount your horses. We ride at dawn.
The captured king begged for mercy.
You raided my people. You killed my soldiers. You will not leave this place alive.
The people of Zazzau hailed her as a hero. She was 22 years old. She had just begun. King Sarkin died when Amina was 25. The council met to choose a new king. The chronicler described the debate.
The elders were divided. Some said a woman could not be king.
Amina stepped forward.
I will rule Zazzau. I have defended this kingdom since I was 16. I have never lost a battle. Give me the crown.
The chronicler recorded her coronation.
She was the first woman to rule Zazzau. She took the title Saranya, queen. She did not sit on the throne. She stood beside it.
Her first act as queen was to declare war.
Zazzau will not be a tribute state. Zazzau will collect tribute. We will conquer every city that has ever raided us. We will build walls around every city we conquer.
She led her army personally. She rode at the front. Her soldiers saw her spear and followed her anywhere. Around the campfire, she laid out her strategy.
Quararafa first. Then Katsina. Then Kano. We will take them one by one. We will not stop until every city pays tribute to Zazzau.
A soldier warned her that the river was too deep.
Then we swim. I will not let a river stop me.
The chronicler recorded her record.
She never lost a battle. 34 cities fell to her. Each time, she built walls around the conquered city. Those walls still stand today.
The chronicler described her walls.
After every conquest, Amina built walls. 20 feet high, 30 miles long. They are called Ganur Amina, the walls of Amina. They still stand.
The chronicler examined the bricks.
These walls were built by captured kings. Each brick was a reminder. You lost. She won.
A conquered king knelt in the dust.
You should have thought of that before you attacked my people.
She killed every king she conquered. She took no prisoners. No conquered city ever rebelled against her. Her empire stretched from the Niger River to Lake Chad. 34 cities paid her tribute. She was the richest queen in West Africa. A tribute governor called Zazzau the greatest kingdom in the world. Zazzau became the richest city in West Africa. Merchants came from Timbuktu, from Ghana, from Bornu. They brought gold, salt, cloth, and news. And they brought fear of Amina. She never married. She never had children.
A husband would want to rule. A child would distract me. I have only one love. War. I have only one family. My army.
The chronicler sat by the fire.
The storyteller sang of her battles. He said she rode a horse named Demon and carried a spear named Thunder. She wore armor made of elephant hide. No man could look at her without trembling.
The chronicler met a young woman sharpening a spear.
She told me that if Amina could fight, so could she. If Amina could rule, so could she. Amina showed them that women were not weak.
An old soldier passed her spear to a new generation. He said she had carried it into 34 battles. She never dropped it. She never lost. The walls still stand. In northern Nigeria, you can still see them. They have stood for 500 years. A teacher told her class that Amina of Zazzau conquered 34 cities. She never lost a battle. She built walls that still stand. Her statue stands in Kaduna, Nigeria. She holds a spear. She wears a crown. Her eyes look toward the horizon. This city once defied Amina. Now it is dust. The walls she built are still standing. The cities she conquered are gone. Her name is written in gold. The scribes who wrote it feared her. They knew they were recording the life of someone who would never be forgotten. The chronicler described her final years.
She fought her last battle at 60. She was still riding at the front, still leading the charge, still winning.
A younger general begged her to step back.
Age does not weaken me. Age sharpens me. I have killed more men than years I have lived. I am not done.
The general offered to fight the battle for her.
I will die on horseback. I will die with a spear in my hand. I will not die in a bed.
She won that battle too. She conquered another city. She built another wall. She returned to Zazzau in triumph. The chronicler recorded her death.
She died peacefully in her sleep. Some say she died in battle. Some say she was assassinated. No one knows for sure, but everyone agrees. She never lost.
The chronicler attended her funeral.
Amina of Zazzau is dead, the greatest warrior this land has ever seen. She conquered 34 cities. She never lost a battle. May her soul ride forever.
The scribe who wrote this knew he was recording the end of an era. He wrote her name carefully. He wrote her deeds carefully. Today, the Nigerian army has a female battalion named after Amina. The soldiers wear her name on their sleeves. They carry her legacy. No one knows where she is buried. The grave is lost. The bones are dust. The memory remains. The name is worn away. It could be hers. It could be anyone's. We will never know. These walls are her tombstone. Every brick is her memorial. The chronicler wrote about them.
She built them to last forever. They have lasted 500 years.
A young girl pretended to be Amina. She pretended to conquer cities. She pretended to never lose. This necklace is the same design that Amina wore. Women in Zazzau still wear it today. An old woman said everyone knows Amina. She is the reason they are not afraid. Her face is on their money. Every Nigerian carries her in their pocket. The flag of Nigeria flies over her walls. She is not forgotten. The farmers do not think about who built this wall. They only know it has always been here. They climb the wall. They jump from the wall. They do not know that a queen built this wall. An old woman sat against the wall.
Amina built it. She built it to keep us safe. It is still keeping us safe.
The chronicler asked her about the wall.
She looked at me as if I was foolish. Amina built it, she said. She built it to keep us safe.
From the top, you can see the savannah stretching to the horizon. This was what Amina saw. This was her kingdom. The wall is crumbling. Time is eating it. One day, it will fall. But not today. The chronicler stood alone at night.
The wall was silent. The wind was silent. I imagined Amina walking here. I imagined her spear. I imagined her crown.
They are repairing the wall. They are keeping her memory alive. They will not let it fall. The chronicler visited an archaeological dig.
They have found evidence of her walls and her cities. But they have not found her grave. No one knows where she is buried.
The chronicler examined pottery shards.
These pots were used by her people. They are all that remains of the daily life of her empire.
A local guide spoke to tourists. He told them that a woman built this wall. She conquered 34 cities. She never lost a battle. She was from America. She had never heard of Amina before. She left with a story. She left with a name. They take pictures. They touch the stones. They are learning about Amina. They are spreading her name. The guidebook said, Amina of Zazzau conquered 34 cities. She never lost a battle. She built walls that still stand today. School children stood before the wall. They were learning that a woman could be a warrior. They were learning that a woman could never lose. She was 5 years old. She did not understand who built it. But one day, she would learn. One day, she would tell her children. The chronicler looked at her face.
How did she do it? How did a woman conquer 34 cities in a world that hated women? The answer is lost. Only the legend remains.
The sun sets over her walls. The dead are dust. The empire is gone. But the walls still stand. The story still lives. A young girl looked up at the bronze statue. She promised herself that she would be like Amina. Strong. Fearless. Someone who would be remembered. The chronicler sat with an old storyteller.
He told the children about Amina. He told them about her spear. He told them about her horse. He told them about her walls. The children listened with wide eyes.
The chronicler asked him if the stories were true.
He laughed. True, he said. The stories are what we remember. The stories are what make us who we are.
The chronicler stood alone.
The wall was silent. I asked it a question. What happened to Amina? The wall did not answer. The wall never answers.
The chronicler looked at the moon.
Amina looked at this same moon. She stood on this same wall. She is gone. The moon remains. The wall remains. The story remains.
The chronicler spoke his final words.
Amina of Zazzau. Warrior. Queen. Conqueror. She never lost a battle. She never surrendered. She never bowed. She is the standard. She is the legend.
She conquered more than Joan of Arc. She conquered more than Boudica. The question remains. Why is she not famous? A female soldier spoke at a memorial.
Amina is our ancestor. Our inspiration. Our proof. Women can fight. Women can win. Women can lead. Remember her. Honor her. Be like her.
The walls still stand. The children still play. Life continues. But everyone who lives near those walls knows the story. A queen built them. A queen never lost. Her name was Amina. The empire is gone. The kings are dust. The walls remain. The story remains. The question remains. What will you build that will last 500 years? This spear is like the one she carried. This spear could have been hers. This spear could have built an empire. We will never know. But we can imagine. From above, you can see how far it stretches. You can see why it has lasted 500 years. You can see why it will last 500 more. The chronicler asked one final question.
What would you do if you faced her on the battlefield? What would you do if you saw her spear? Run. That is what you would do. Run. Like all the others. Like the 34 kings she killed. Run. And never look back. Like and subscribe to Empires Untold.